You know that parents wrongfully believe that hormones are the only reason that causes their teens or preteens to be moody or to behave the way they are behaving most of the time? Well, it's a false belief or it is a myth, because indeed there are so many other factors that come into play that causes our teens to behave a certain way. And yes, hormones is one of them. As the hormones shift, it causes them to change their behavior in terms of risk taking, in terms of confidence, even to speak up for what they believe in, which is mostly contributed by the testosterone, which both boys and girls have. And even for the moods, we see the estrogen and progesterone coming in and playing a role in that, of which girls have more than boys. That's why we see it more in girls, the mood shifts that are occurring. And yes, it is true, but there are other things that come into play that affect how our teens behave and how they express themselves emotionally. And one of them is how their brain is developing and changing. There are certain areas in the brain that are responsible for the moods that their teenagers have. The prefrontal cortex that is still growing, that is responsible for self-control, for regulating mood, and for choosing a certain behavior, right or wrong, and also determine how your teenager behaves emotionally and even in terms of their behavior. So you need to have that in mind, that the brain also is one area that is involved in helping your teenager or how your teenager behaves. The other reason is the social pressure and the identity struggles that they go through. So sometimes the way they are behaving and the emotions they're expressing, it's not only the hormones, it is the everyday pressures that even us as adults we experience. They want to be in this group of friends and they are being denied, or once they are there, they are supposed to do certain things for them to be included or for them to feel that they belong, which crashes with your rules and the rules that you have at home. So now it causes them to have these mixed emotions and how to deal with it, together with the identity struggles that they have. Who am I? Why am I here? What is my relationship with everyone around me? How do they take me? How do they think about me? So all those feelings and thoughts, especially that they have, even adjust, even contribute to how they behave and the emotions that they express when they are with you. The academic pressure and the future pressure that we actually weigh heavily on them, that we put on them. Really, this causes them to have a lot of mood swings also and emotional changes, because especially if we do not affirm them and if we do not help them to see that they are worth even outside the academic performance that they do, most of the time the emotions will be up and down and they will be sad, irritable, disappointed, and fearful and anxious, because they are not sure about their future, and how my parents will take me if I perform or I do not perform. Another aspect, a key aspect that I often see in the therapy room, is the family conflicts that go on, and how they also feel misunderstood within the family. And the family conflict can be between the parents, whether they are living together or not. This causes a lot of pressure and a lot of stress to these young ones, and most of the time they express them through the mixture of moods that they have, the highs and the lows, and there's sometimes the permanent mood change that you see. They were once happy, but suddenly they are sad and they do not want to take part in any activity. And the conflict can be between the child and you, parent. How do you relate with them? If the relationship is not working, if they feel that you are always on their case, it will affect their mood and even their behavior. And also now that aspect calls for you to check and reevaluate and see, how is my relationship? How is my relationship contributing to how I'm relating with my teenager, even at home? Because as you do this, because the thing is, most of the time in the adolescent period, we parents tend to excuse their behavior and just say it is hormones, so that we do not have to deal with the deeper issues that are going on with our teenagers. So it is for us to think before we blame the hormone for the behavioral and emotional changes that our teenagers or preteens are going through. Let us first check our environment and our relationship that we have with them. Could those be the main contributor that are causing my teenager to behave or to feel a certain way? And if you need further help or guidance in terms of that, you can always inbox me or give me a call.